Good morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching on replay. I'm just looking here at my monitor and seeing that the picture looks a little fuzzy, but that could be my internet connection. I'm looking to see if I can get it to focus a little better. Bear with me one moment here. Please say hello if you've joined me. See, there we go. That's better. I forced my feed to go in higher resolution. That took care of it. Okay. Hello, Roseanne. And hello, Paula. Thanks for letting me know about the picture. And Joyce. Okay, yep, it was at my end. Australia is not known for its internet speed and capability, and now everybody has to work at home again, so sometimes I get the short end of the stick on the bandwidth, but I just forced it into high gear. So we're good. Hello, Gladys. Thanks for joining me today. So today I decided I would show you 3 ideas I came up with really pretty quickly, having seen the Global Design Project's Sketch Challenge for this week. There are challenges all over the place. There's no shortage of them. I love sketch challenges. I've been doing a color challenge, as you've seen on my blog and Instagram and Facebook the last couple weeks. And today I just thought I'd show you what the different ways you can do, different takes you can make, play with on sketch challenges. They like you to be pretty faithful to the elements, otherwise you're just making a card that has nothing to do with the challenge. And I have actually stuck pretty close to the elements on all 3 of my examples, but enough talking, let's get into it. So the first one I came up with, I've been looking for a way to use this absolutely gorgeous, what is it called? Blackberry Beauty. Sorry, I had it in my head and now it's gone. So now I'm going to show you in the catalog. It's in the mini catalog. Oh. Page 45. There we go. It is Blackberry Beauty. There it is. And this is the whole suite. And out of this suite, I bought the Gold Shimmer Vellum, which I'm not using today, and the paper. And that's all I bought out of this suite, at least so far. The stamp set didn't particularly, and dies didn't particularly call to me. I have a lot of things that are kind of similar, and yeah, it didn't call me, but the paper, oh my goodness. So, yeah, I would never have thought of putting cinnamon cider and blackberry together, but in this paper it works. And I love, of course, the gold shimmer. It is just beautiful. The owls are fine. The owls are big, or there's an owl in the stamp set. My grandmother really liked owls. This one I think is so sophisticated. I don't quite know. They aren't colors that would normally like call out to me, but I don't know. I really like how that worked. Anyhow, I love the blackberry and the rich raspberry and the gold, and it all just works together. So here is what I pulled out for this sketch, and I will again show you. There's the sketch, and this is as far as I've gotten on it. I've made the layers of the sketch, so together we're going to work. I have some ideas for how to finish it off, but they aren't concrete yet. So I did a piece of that Blackberry Beauty Designer Series paper. There's the other side of it. And again, that cinnamon cider, I wouldn't have thought was such a great, but it works. And then I did another bit of Blackberry Bliss for the scalloped rectangle. And then this is the metallic paper, the new metallic paper in the annual catalog that's in gold. It comes in a pack with gold and rose gold. And that's the gold, and it does match up with the gold foil on the paper quite well. It's very shimmery, and it is metallic. It is not like our glimmer paper with all the glitter, and it doesn't come off, thank goodness. Yeah, and it's kind of brushed / satiny. It's really hard to describe, but it's cool stuff. So yeah, now I'm going to work a little bit on how to finish that. And I thought I had what I needed right here, but apparently not. I'm going to bring in this scrap. And I thought I had figured out what I wanted to do, but you know, why should I actually be organized? So I started just past the top of the last hour, so just past 9 o'clock here, prepping all of these things. And I thought I had muted my monitor. Now I have. Okay. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. Didn't pull the stamps up that I thought I wanted to use. I thought I might do that across there. And I'm going to stamp it in Versamark ink on that scrap there. And I'm just going to go heat emboss it in gold, and I will be right back. See if I can get you guys in on the magic here. Let me just plug in my heat tool. Poor Noah, he's so anxious for us to play with him, and we're both trying to get stuff done on a timeline. And he keeps going between us with all of his toys. Will you play with this toy? Will you play with this toy? Yes, I hear you. There we go. Okay. And now to cut that out. Grab a die here. That's what I was afraid of. Okay. Take two. I brought in my mini today. Because it's so cute. and mostly because it's so convenient for being on here with you guys. Yep. Oh my goodness. Trust me, it is much harder to do things on screen with you guys than it is by myself, because I have stuff set up differently and so on. Let's see what I'm doing here. I was laughing at you saying a lovely sound at Noah play growling. Yeah, he's pretty fun. Okay, let's see how that goes. Do a little more there. Okay. That's going to go on there, and then I had one other bit that I wanted to do. See if it will fit. This is out of Nature's Harvest, and it's a little bit similar to those images there. This is my embossing buddy. It's just got powder, kind of like cornstarch in there, or baby powder, and it's cuts down on any oils from my fingers or static, and it keeps embossing powder from getting where we don't want it. I'm just going to put some powder on that. I'll be right back to heat it up. So I think you can see that I don't have any stray embossing powder stuck anywhere else, which is good. Yeah, Glenn said Noah hung out outside our bedroom door for about 10 minutes this morning while I was showering and getting dressed and waiting for me to emerge. Okay, and there is a die somewhere that coordinates with that. There we go. This back in. Okay, get that out of the way again. So this is kind of what I had in mind. I have to figure out exactly the placement on some of this. Let's get this going, get my crease nice and sharp. So for the stampers who have joined me, because I know not everybody is a stamper, you like to just come hang out, which I appreciate. But for those of you who are stampers, I hope you have seen that I am doing another of my mystery stamping sessions this weekend. It will be Saturday morning here in Australia and Friday evening in North America. It will start the same time of day that this video started. So if you're catching me live here, it will be the same time on Friday evening. And there is a link. Well, if you are just going straight to my website, nancysniftynotes.com, under shop, there's a section called tutorials, and in there is a link to the supply list for the session. It's called August 28th. Mystery stamping. We're going to make 2 cards, so there are 2 supply lists there. You can pre-cut your cardstock and designer series paper and be all ready to go with us. I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. Gotta save that bit. Yeah, so I hope you'll join us. Anybody can, if you want to just come hang out, you can come hang out and chat. But for those of you who like to stamp, it's a fun thing because it's basically like a sketch challenge, except all you have to start with are the pieces. You don't have any picture, you don't have any directions. And when you join me online, I give you the directions to actually assemble it. I think that's what I'm going to do. Which is, I think, a lot of fun. Pulling out a glue dot. Put it basically at the middle. Then I'm going to, see, I kept this is a very little strip, so I knew it could go right down in there on my stem. And then we'll do a few more along here. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. You're kind of flying blind, right, Roseanne? But then you wind up with something, and it's kind of fun. And then you have a sketch that you can use for other projects. You've seen, I think I've posted other projects I've done with some of my mystery stamping layouts, which is very rewarding. I don't know why I think it needs another one there, but there we go. Okay, so now the goal is to get that centered on there and have this wind up being pretty straight. Yeah. There's one. I'll go ahead and glue this in so I don't forget. Yeah, that's also fun because everyone can go into their stash and pull out whatever they like. And I don't care if you use current, retired, Stampin' Up, not. It's just for fun, and if you use up your stash, so much the better. You know? You've got it, use it. Okay. There's one and done. And now we'll move on to the next one. And the next one is another set of papers out of the current mini catalog. I think I used these last week. And that's out of this Harvest Meadow Suite. And this stamp that I just used is out of the Harvest Meadow Suite. I'm going to clean the Versamark off of that. That would be good. And yeah, so I'm going to do out of that set of papers. Here they are. I know I showed them to you another time. They are just so pretty. And even though it's not harvest time here in Australia, I'm pretending that they're springtime papers. Because it really felt like that spring was coming this past week. Over the weekend, we had really pretty temperatures. We got up to like 68. Here in Australia, that would be, what, 18, 19 degrees, and sunny, breezy. We took some nice walks with Noah. But here is, am I upside down? I am upside down. That's why it all looks upside down. Okay, so here's a piece of that paper, and there's the other side. And this was actually in my stash. It was already cut, which is great. And then I embossed this piece of soft succulent with the time-worn type embossing folder, which is also part of this suite. So I think those are going to go on like that. And I went ahead and I pre-cut one of the silhouette dies from this set. So here's the stamp set, and it's got dies that cut out these images, and it's got a couple of sentiment dies, label dies, and then it's got this branch, and it's got 3 more silhouette ones, and I pre-cut this one. I didn't pull them all out, but I was thinking that could go there, maybe. I'm still thinking about what I'm putting on there. Just haven't quite worked out the last little bit. This might be another happy birthday. Going across there, I think so. But I think this one is going to be white. Let's try it in the soft succulent. It may have to go up to the evening evergreen. I think that may do it. one's stiff. There we go. Let's try it with that one. I'm pulling out a little bit of washi tape and to get it even less sticky, I'm just picking up lint from my shirt. And now we'll bring in the mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, let's get some glue going here. And this one I'm actually going to keep pretty flat. Come here. Some days I just don't seem to have good aim. That's why I love my glue, because I can maneuver it at least for a moment or two. Yes, you may have heard me. I just stood up to get a better perspective on this. And I'm trying to line up with my grid paper so that it all registers in my eyes as square. Sometimes I think I've done a really pretty darn good job of getting things lined up and even and what have you, and then I take a picture and I look at the picture and I go, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? My soiree, I just saw that you're watching. Thank you very much. I love it when people say hello, but I happened to look in my phone camera and saw that you were watching. Now I do have adhesive stuck on the back of these from the adhesive sheets. So now I just need to get it started to pull it off. It's one reason I went flat on my layers, so that I could stick this down flat as well. Really, this is much easier than trying to get little dots of glue on these very skinny pieces. Okay. I don't want them perfectly straight, but I don't want them to be really cattywampus, as we say. There we go. somewhere. I think down there. Trying to decide if it needs ribbon, or sparkles of some kind. Where are my other ones? These. Get in here. There they are. So, not quite sure what I would do with ribbon on here. My Soiree always has beautiful, beautiful ribbon on her cards. Trying to decide maybe some of the darker ones. I think so. Okay, I'm going to put this on. I can already tell. I've tried to get things straight, but they aren't. Oh well. And then could use some of these Evening Evergreen, I think. Glenn is getting ready to teach a session online to some people in Indonesia. I know I need one more. It's you who's in the wrong place. I don't know. Calling it quits there. And so that's card number 2. I just want to get everything back in its package so I don't lose stuff all over. Yeah, so if I let it all just sort of go, then in the craziness it winds up on the floor and Noah gets it. There's nothing quite like a Labrador puppy with half a sheet of dimensionals stuck all over his paws and snout to make people laugh. So there's that. Oh yeah, we talk about putting that inside. Do I still have you guys with me? Okay, and I have one more that I have pre-planned most of the way. And this one is featuring, this is from the annual catalog. This is Tidings of Christmas. This has been my favorite Christmas suite this year. And I am doing a class, actually a series of 3 months of classes for my product playground starting in September. And you can buy the PDF, or if you're in Australia, you can buy a kit that includes the PDF and all the pieces you need to make the cards. And who knows, this card might wind up being one of the cards. But this is also using this dazzling paper out of the celebration that's going on August and September. I'll show you that here. Where is it? There we go. Be Dazzling 6x6 paper. And yes, it cuts beautifully in the cut and emboss machine. They say it's champagne color, which is awesome because it's somewhere kind of right between silver and yellow gold. So it works really well with this Sahara sand, but I also had it in some cards yesterday where it read just a little bit more silver. It didn't need to be silver, didn't need to be any particular color, but it is gorgeous, gorgeous, sparkly stuff. And again, it's not like our glimmer paper where we wound up with glitter all over us. So that's really nice. Because I like glitter, but I don't like how it gets all over everything. I used glitter paper the other week and just had it for days. So there's again the basic layout, and I have concept in mind using the stamps and dies out of the Tidings and Trimmings or Tidings of Christmas suite. I showed you the paper. Here's the stamp set and the coordinating dies. Oh, this is what I did I made these intricate stars out of that bedazzling paper. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so for this, I'm actually thinking I want to make a stocking out of some of these and I'm going to emboss, stamp. I'm going to start with stamping. Let's do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up with some Versamark. This one says, "May your days be merry and bright." And so I've inked up in Versamark, and now I'm going to come pick up some of the Sahara sand color on the stamp as well. And the Versamark first is just going to keep it sticky enough, long enough that I can go over and put some clear embossing powder on, so that this is going to be not only the same color as what's going on there, but it's going to be glossy. I'll be right back. Okay, so you can't really see the clear embossing powder on there. It's a little bit white, but now when I heat this, see if the camera will pick this up. It's kind of a subtle thing, but it is glossy. I need to let it cool a little bit more. It's a little bit tacky. And so it's just a little more oomph, a little more intense than it would be if I just stamped it in the flat ink. So I'm going to bring this in and I'm going to cut out a stocking from, this is the same paper as I have on the background layer. There's that, and I'm going to bump it up just a tad. I'm going to cut another, really I'm just going to cut a bit. Crack. These are normal sounds. Okay, let's bring these back in. So I'm just going to cut across here for get that top cuff of the stocking. On there. So, just going to glue that on there. We'll pop that up. So that's going to get popped up with dimensionals. Now, if I'd wanted to make a pop of color on there, I could have. It's got the Sahara sand in there to tie in, and it would be fun, but I just decided to go with the monochromatic on there. And again, I've been lazy and I haven't gone and gotten my bigger dimensionals. I've been going through them like Noah goes through carrots. So there we go. And glue. And I will tell you, I have not tried glue on this bedazzling paper. I don't have a lot of good history with glue on a glimmer type paper, so I do recommend using tear and tape or Seal Plus. When I was going through to find my Seal Plus refill, I discovered I had one remaining of the old fast fuse, and I decided, well, if it was going to work and play nicely, because you never know, these were not renowned for playing nicely, I would go ahead and use it up, so excuse that. And I think we are going to pop that up. I'm going to see if I can get... There we go. The big ones. By the way, if you we're trying to do the math on the dimensionals at some point, it's the same number of dimensionals for the same price, whether they cut them small or large. So there's never a cost incentive to use one over the other. It's merely convenience. That was close. Always make sure your card is opening the right way, right? There we go. I don't think it needs more bling. I was thinking about putting a loop there, but I think I'm just going to leave it. So that is 3 cards using the same sketch. And you can see they all have the elements of the sketch, but they're slightly different. There we go. There's that. There's the sketch again. Put that over here since I'm looking at the monitor to see what you guys can see. There we go. Hi, Nikki. Glad you joined us. So, yeah, so this is the Blackberry Beauty Designer Series paper, and this is the Tidings of Christmas, and this is the Nature's Harvest, or Harvest Meadow paper, and elements from the Nature's Harvest Meadow suite. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back same time, same place next week. But also, one more reminder, mystery stamping, Friday night in North America, Saturday morning in Australia, 10 a.m. Australia time, Eastern time, and same time as I went live today, Friday evening in North America for the mystery stamping. Please do go to my website, Nancy's Nifty Notes, and I can write that down for you here. Nancy's Nifty Notes.com, and then shop, tutorials, and then 28 August mystery stamping. You can download the supply lists for 2 cards, and then I will give you the assembly instructions during the Zoom session, and we will be good to go. If you're on my email list, you have gotten a link to all of this, including the Zoom link. If you aren't on there, at nancysniftynotes.com on the home page on the right side, there's a place to sign up for my email list, and you will get the reminder notices with all the details from then on if you go ahead and sign up. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you again next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.